So we've all heard the drama with Terence Crawford.
Ain't paying your ass shit.
He's not paying the money to the WBC. No!
Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies, huh?
He's not paying him the money. And the WBC said, give me back my belt. And he said, you can have your belt.
You can take the fucking belt.
And I don't blame him. I don't get it. I kind of do get it, but I don't get it at the same time. All these fighters, they want to be ranked. So they're paying sanctioning fees to all these people. Oh, I want to fight for your belt. Oh, put me in your ranking and pay me. These boxers pay so much money out of their purses. Trainers, managers, promoters, sanctioning fees, plus anything else. They're paying so much money. When you're earning the money that Terence Crawford earned in his last fight, well, he's got no sympathy for you. But it's just loads of money coming out, and I understand you have to pay your promoter. I understand you have to pay your trainer. I understand you have to pay your manager. But the sanctioning fees, I understand the money's got to come from somewhere. But I'm like, really? Was it 3% of the purse they charge? That's crazy to me. And it's crazy to me because where does this money go? I know they have a few initiatives, giving back to boxers or retired boxers, or investing in the youth, or investing in other programs that assist boxing. I know there are investments, but how much of a percentage of the money coming into those governing bodies goes out to those incentives? I want to know. How much goes into these little ideas and how much goes into their little pockets? That's what I want to know. And the WBC has proven themselves to be a little bit wild at times. Do we really trust the WBC? Imagine you want to be undisputed and you're paying a sanctioning fee to WBC and WBO and IBF and the IBO that no one really cares about, and the WBA, and maybe even the WBF if they're still going. How much of your purse are you really giving away? The problem is we have too many belts. We don't need to have so many belts. And to be undisputed, you need to collect all 4 belts. That's mad. So you're paying sanctioning fee here, there, and there as a minimum. You might also, as I say, have the IBO and whatever else. Sanctioning fees. We don't have one clear belt that says you are the number one. A lot of people look to the WBC as being the main belt. And I think the WBC know that and they ride that wave and exploit that wave. But let's say, for example, you are the number one. Even if you aren't actually undisputed, but everybody knows you're the number one. Do you really need to have a belt? Maybe. Just to solidify it and say, yep, I have all the belts. But okay, let's take it a step further. Let's say you have managed to be undisputed. You've got all 4 belts and you have to pay out these sanction fees. And then you have got to defend all these belts, which is near on impossible. And some of the number one challengers aren't even worthy because it depends on who's paying what to the sanctioning fees, who they've got as the number ones and number twos in line. And some of them are really good boxers and some of them like, who's this guy? So I've always thought to myself, if I was a boxer, if I was a championship boxer and I went through all that drama and I got myself to undisputed, you can all have your belts back. You know how Usyk said, I can't defend the WBO for whatever reason that was. So now Fabio Wardley is the WBO champion because Usyk's not defending it. I would do that with all the belts. If I was the number one in the division and I threw out all the belts and I don't have a belt, and so that belt belongs to that person, that one belongs to that person, we've got 4 different champions. Who's the number one in that division? Still me. Until someone beats me, it's still me. So why would I want all these belts? Why would I want to pay for all these belts? I've paid to get here. I ain't paying no more. Not only that, we've got the Ring Magazine belt. And apparently there's no sanctioning fee for that. That'll do me. And really and truly, I think the Ring Magazine belt is regarded by most as probably the number one belt, based on the fact that you have to fight someone in the top 3. The WBC is kind of looked at as the number one belt because of the history, but they're just making up rules every single day. So do we even really want to acknowledge the WBC anymore? We shouldn't even be acknowledging them. But because of the history, they're riding that wave. Once people, boxers, fans, the business, whoever it is, start saying, WBC, not so sure anymore, things will start changing with the WBC. But until then, WBC is the number one apparently, right? Everyone loves the WBC. Gotta get that green belt. If I was an undisputed championship boxer, you lot can have the belts now. I've proved myself, I'm number one. Anyone who wants to be number one, you've got to come and see me. You got a belt? Gave that to you. but you're not number one till you beat me. What, you got a belt? Kind of my belt, but you can have it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need to keep all these belts. Really and truly, the boxers by now, they could have said, we don't want all these belts. But a lot of people that have been world champions would never have been world champions if there weren't other belts. If there was only one belt per division. A lot of these people claiming to be world champion and literally are a genuine world champion, have fought for the world championship, have the world championship belt, they never would have been world champions. Because if the WBC or the WBO champion is a real super duper champion, the WBA champion might not be as difficult to beat. So let's go fight for that belt. Get that one. I'm a legitimate world champion. So I get why we haven't had a situation where everyone's trying to get rid of these belts, but it's annoying. And for the boxers having to pay this money, I think it's crazy. But I do think that it's Turki Alishaykh's plan. I think he wants to dominate boxing with one belt. And I think he's gonna make that belt more dominant in boxing. I think that's his plan. Because I did wonder, why are you buying this magazine? Why are you buying Ring Magazine? It's not necessarily about the magazine. To a degree it is, but it's about the whole thing. It's the magazine, the culture, and the belt. Turki Alishaykh wants to make that Ring Magazine belt the number one belt with no question. You know how he designed the undisputed belt? Dashed it away. We don't need it no more. We're focusing on the ring belt. That's your undisputed. That's where we're going. It's a great idea, but it's probably going to have its faults. But I don't blame Terence Crawford one bit for what he's done. And I've got a feeling other boxers are probably going to follow suit. Why do you need to pay all that money out? Don't. You're the number one.